Kayla Chiraklis will jump it, the sophomore for the Spartans. And she'll win that opening jump, and McKenna Gross will set the offense. There is a player down away from the ball as shots missed by Lawrence inside. The player is still down. They're going to blow the whistle. That happened so far away from the ball, I did not see what happened.
Yeah,
that is Ellie Gross.
And it looked like she was grabbing her.
Yeah, she
her left
immediately
leg.
went down, and I didn't even think there was anybody around her.
Yeah, and that's always scary, Ron. You have these non-contact injuries from time to time. Trainers out looking at her right now.
Have you heard the news? The Intercontinental Cleveland has earned its 10th consecutive 4-Diamond Award from AAA in recognition of its high-quality accommodations and exceptional service standards. Planning an important event like a corporate meeting, annual conference, fundraising gala, holiday party, or highly personalized wedding? Choose excellence in the Intercontinental Cleveland. Our planning professionals will take time to consider every detail and lead you through an experience which is proudly world-class. Call us today at 216-707-4100 for more details or to request a tour of our spectacular accommodations.
Bella Alfaro now in the game for Ellie Gross. Ellie came off the floor somewhat under her own power. She was helped by the trainers, but she is clearly in pain. Keep an eye on her. That's Chiraklis inside. Kayla with the first 2 points of the night.
Again, we saw in that last game last Sunday, Chiraklis' confidence went up and up and up throughout that game, and she's starting off hot right now.
This is Alfaro with the basketball. New to the game. Game's brand new too. We're only a minute in. That injury to Gross happened within the first 15 seconds. Couple of drop steps inside. Nice body control by Claire Steffens.
And Steffens, a key player the Spartans will have to stop today. Leads this team in points per game and rebounds per game, and leads the conference in rebounds per game.
McKenna Gross starting strong. Chicago in those road maroon uniforms. Trimmed in white. Isabella Mills trying to tie up defensively. Shot clock's at 10 seconds. Alfaro from far away. Bella.
That's a good job in that off-ball movement from Alfaro, finding the open spot, so when the ball came to her, she was ready.
This is Gross out top. Good defense by Chicago. Chiraklis fighting for position. That defense extending out outside the three-point line. Mills creates her own look. Missed it long. And the Maroons pull down the rebound. Here comes Alfaro with it. Down the floor, it's Van Soos. Gross and Mitchell with good defense. Chicago coming into this game averaging 66 points per game. They go on the block. Doubling down was Gross, and McKenna pulls down the rebound. Controls the basketball. Alfaro reached in, and she'll draw the foul. Foul will go against Bella Alfaro, the freshman from Durham, North Carolina. That is her first. We're going to set the shot clock. So the shot clock will be set at 30. And they were discussing where the ball would be placed to inbound it. And you can see it's at half court. If you're just joining us, the men with a huge win. After a first half that was a one-point game, Spartans came out and blew it open about 5 minutes into the second half. Mitchell almost with a steal. Maroons up a point. Alfaro, who's already hit a three. Long three, Wade outside, missed it long, and it's Mills with the rebound. That was Claire Steffens with the three.
Yeah, she's a 38% three-point shooter this season, so look for her to get involved from that part of the game as well.
Chirakless strong to the basket. Rebound by Hines. Grace Hines will dribble it up against Mitchell. Alfaro, ball almost stolen. Sarah Mitchell from Lone Tree, Colorado. Great to see her back on the floor. Again, long three. This one missed left and rebounded by Chirakless. Kayla Chirakless leads the team with 7 rebounds per game.
And I talked to Coach Reimer about the improvement of Kayla Chirakless this past week. And she talked about those big players, Chirakless, Gill, and Miller. And having all of them improve the way they have has created problems both on the offensive and defensive sides of the floor.
And we're not even talking, well, you did mention Miller. She's not even in yet. She set a school record with 8 block shots on Sunday. Evie Miller, the first-year player, the 6-footer from Charlotte. This is Mills. She had a beeline to the basket. It was cut off defensively. Chirakless tying it up. Possession arrow will be in favor of the Maroons. Fans back in the stands tonight for the first time in the month of January. January started with a no spectator mandate across the University Athletic Association as we all moved through that Omicron variant. It's great to see people back inside. Baseline defense, good for the Spartans. Shot clock's at 9 seconds. Double team inside with Mills, forces this outside look. Shots missed. Mitchell trying to get the rebound, and Sarah's boxing out ability is going to create a foul for Claire Steffens.
Yeah, that's impressive from Sarah Mitchell, a 5'8" guard taking on the 6'1" forward, and that's a really tough play for Mitchell.
5-4, not much scoring in this opening 5 minutes. Maroons with the lead on a tiny 3-0 run. Spartans led 4-2. A couple of minutes ago, though. This is Mills with the basketball. Mills with a screen from Chirakless. Chicago fights through it. Sarah fights through everything and scores. Mitchell got the bucket plus a foul. She'll look for a three-point play. Isabella Mills.
And Mills, great drive there. Kept her shot on even though she had hands all over her face that time. And it was good defense and a good position.
That was on Ashley Gow.
Yeah, hands start flying, and again, great positioning by Isabella Mills there.
Mills missed it long, and Mitchell's going to get called for the foul on the backcourt. Mitchell and Van Soest both went up for the rebound. Peyton had the position, and Sarah will get the foul. That's her first. McKenna Gross with defense inside. Van Soest is going to pick up a foul in the backcourt. Sarah Mitchell and Peyton just kind of ran into each other. That was a situation of being in the wrong place at the wrong time for Van Soest. There's Mitchell with her coach, Jennifer Reimer.
There's a lot of good ball movement on that possession for Chicago, and that's how they need to create shots. They've struggled in a couple games. They lost 3 straight, then went on to win 1 and lose 1. So they're trying to get back on track. It's been a bit of a roller coaster for them.
Yeah, overall, Saar, they've lost 4 of their last 5. Their only win in that time period came at home against Brandeis by 6. Spartans beat the Judges on the road in Boston a couple of weeks ago. This is Mills with Mitchell. Shot clock's at 5 seconds. Isabella looking for somebody, anybody. Kayla Chirakless didn't draw iron, and the shot clock went off, so the Spartans will turn it over.
And we just talked about the good defense on the Spartan side. How about that from the Maroons? they trapped Isabella Mills right where she was, and she had no opportunities there, no way to create a shot.
Marissa Poe with the basketball, top of the key. Hines, she'll shoot the three. Missed it long, and the Spartans will get it back. Margaret Terry, talented sophomore point guard, will check in for McKenna Gross. Terry, a nursing major. Oakland Catholic High School outside of Pittsburgh. Leads the team in assists, averaging 3 per game. She's got the basketball. Now it's Mitchell. That one went off someone's foot. Sarah's going to chase it down. They'll say over and back. They'll say it went off of Sarah Mitchell's foot. They'll see over and back.
We talked about those guards for the Spartans. So Margaret Terry not getting the start tonight with Mitchell and Gross both being back, but we'll see how her chemistry evolves. Obviously with Mitchell having missed a little bit of time, maybe not gelling together quite as well as they would like to at this point in the season.
Poe and Hines and North out top. This is Hines with it to Poe. Working it inside, Sarah Mitchell with active hands. Stepped in the passing lane and stole the basketball from Gao. Mills on the other side. This is Abby Lawrence, strong to the basket, off the glass and rolls in. Abby Lawrence. Tops in the UAA in scoring.
Yeah, with 21 points a game, and it's because she's this creative with her shots and she's able to choose the right shots, and that's a tough one to stop.
Long three looked good, a little long. Lawrence fighting for the rebound. Abby gets it. Abby Lawrence, left side foul line, 15-footer off the back of the rim. And down with the rebound for Chicago is Gao. Quickly down the floor, Maroons laid it up, laid it in. That's a hoop for North. Sophia North with her first basket. 8-7. 2:24 left to play first quarter. Margaret Terry's going to set that offense. Terry looking right. There's Lawrence with it against Poe. Off a high screen. Good switch by Chicago. Mitchell strong to the basket. Kicked it, and they'll say well, it's a player control foul. Sarah Mitchell with the charge. That's her second. So just as soon as they get her back, they're going to have to pull her out because she's got 2 fouls in a heartbeat. 2 fouls in the first 8 minutes. Can cut her some slack. She hasn't played in a while, so she's getting back into the flow of things, the speed of the game. Preet Gill, Nia Moore. There's Nia right there. Her and her teammate Preet Gill now in the basketball game for the Spartans. Case in a zone. In the middle of that zone, setting up with a soft shot is Claire Steffens. Chicago did a nice job getting that ball to the middle.
And last possession defensively for Chicago, we saw a lot of switching off those ball screens. If they keep doing that, look for Case to start exposing their matchups and start exploiting the talent they have on their side.
4-0 run by Chicago. Mills with a block, and they're going to get Isabella for a foul, though. That is her first.
On the drive inside as she went up, Steffens did. Excuse me, that was Van Soest. Mills just came down right on her wrist. That's going to be called for the foul every time.
30-second timeout for Case Western Reserve. We'll be back.
Intercontinental Suites has been transformed into much more than a hotel. It is a center of wellness and tranquility, featuring renovated suites, an expanded fitness center, and pure rooms for guests requiring the most allergen-resistant rooms on the market. C2, our Mediterranean-style restaurant and bar, accentuates the ambiance of relaxation and rejuvenation. Chef Omar Jones has designed a menu full of fresh, locally grown herbs and vegetables, along with a flavorful cuisine inspired by the beneficial Mediterranean diet. Call the Intercontinental today at 216-707-4300 or visit us at hotelsclevelandclinic.com or on Facebook.
Spartans come into this game tonight. They have lost 4 of their last 5 games. Their only win in Boston against Brandeis. They beat the Judges on January 16th, 57-49. Started the year with 3 straight road games in the UAA, then 2 games last weekend at home. They lost to Emory on Friday night, 71-50. And then lost to the University of Rochester, 75-62 on Sunday. But as Coach Reimer said, they had a great week of practice. She's very, very much looking forward to tonight's time on the floor with her team. At the foul line, a couple of bounces and stays out is Peyton Van Soest. This is Jen Reimer. She coached at Uniata, Mount Union, Allegheny, where she won 120 games, and now in her 14th season at Case, where she's over 150 wins here with the Spartan women. So Peyton makes one, misses one. She's got 1 point, and it's a 2-point Maroon lead, 10-8. Lawrence coming off a screen, looking for the ball. She'll set a screen for Mills. Isabella will shoot off of it, misses it to the right, and that's Steffens with a rebound. Spartans just not finding the bucket right now. What is their shooting percentage, Saar?
It looks like they're shooting just under 45% right now from the field. And Chicago on that last possession, they didn't switch defensively, so they're throwing a couple different looks outside.
Chicago with their largest lead. Lawrence looking for a foul, didn't get it. And Nia Moore is going to be called for one, reaching in on Peyton Van Soest. For Nia, that's her first foul. Spartans looking for some defense, and they bring in the shot blocker, Evie Miller. Miller, the first-year player from South Mecklenburg High School out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Averages 2 points, 2 rebounds per game, but she can block shots like nobody's business. Coach Reimer thinks she's going to be an impact player in the years to come. Just a first-year player. Doubling down, blocking that shot. Miller already, instant defense. 5 seconds to shoot. Maroons with the basketball. Miller inside, altered that shot again. And they'll say it went off a Maroon, a shot clock violation. So dividends paid already, Saar, with Evie Miller's presence.
Yeah, and we mentioned she's gotten more playing time the last couple of games, and that's exactly why. She's so strong on the defensive end. You see that wingspan. She has that length that some players don't. 6-footer Evie Miller getting her hands up there. As we mentioned, school record 8 blocks last time around, and she'll try to keep on adding to the record books.
11 seconds left in this first quarter. Spartans throw it away. Down 4, Maroons up 12-8. Spartans led 8-5. And it's a 7-0 run in the last 8 minutes by Chicago. That one's not going to count, even if it went. Didn't get off in time. Shot was by Steffens, partially blocked. And we're at the quarter break. It's 12-8, University of Chicago. We'll be back.
Have you heard the news? The Intercontinental Cleveland has earned its 10th consecutive 4 Diamond Award from AAA in recognition of its high-quality accommodations and exceptional service standards. Planning an important event like a corporate meeting, annual conference, fundraising gala, holiday party, or highly personalized wedding? Choose excellence in the Intercontinental Cleveland. Our planning professionals will take time to consider every detail and lead you through an experience which is proudly world-class. Call us today at 216-707-4100 for more details or to request a tour of our spectacular accommodations.
That is Ellie Gross, who was injured right away tonight, and she's smiling on the bench, so that's a good thing. The game was seconds old. There's a look at her left ankle. And again, we didn't see it because it was away from the ball, but out of the corner of my eye, it almost looked like it was just a non-contact injury. I don't know if Ellie just, turned, went to cut, and rolled over her ankle. But she's smiling, and that's good news. Ellie Gross, their leader in assists, averaging 3 per game, 7 points, 3 rebounds. So she's a good player for them, the sophomore from Downers Grove, Illinois. Back on the floor, game action now, second quarter. It's 12-8, Maroons over the Spartans. Checking in for Case Western Reserve, Lucy Vanderbeck. Vanderbeck will inbound it to Margaret Terry. This is Miller, going to get it to Vanderbeck. Lucy played great in Sunday's game against Rochester. Lawrence with Poe on her. Marissa Poe playing some good defense on the Spartans' top scorer. Margaret Terry almost got her pocket picked. It's a reach-in foul. It will go against Bella Alfaro. So for Alfaro, that's her first. Actually, it's her second.
A lot of players inside in the paint. I'm surprised to see the Spartans still trying to attack there. Haven't really taken a shot from beyond the arc, and I'd like to see them attack from that end.
Looking for a cutter. They'll settle for Preet Gill. Get it back to Terry. She'll shoot the three. Misses it. This is Poe with the long rebound. Eyes up, looking forward, goes left. Hines trying to get inside, could not. Steffens now with it, with Miller on her. Good Spartan defense. Maroons moving the basketball. Open look, three is left short, and Preet Gill goes up and grabs that rebound. How about Preet Gill? Sophomore from Roseville, California, 5 rebounds per game, 4 points. She's been outstanding off the bench for Coach Reimer.
Yeah, and she uses her size to her advantage. Another 6-footer on this Spartan side.
Poe with good defense. Pass to the left, that's North. Back to Poe off the glass, and it drops in. Marissa Poe with her first basket. Poe from Moore, South Carolina. Terry, ball above her head. Good defense. Chicago was stolen it. Give Grace Hines credit on that one. Mallory Brodnick will get the pick, but it was Hines' defense that created that steal. This is Hines with the basketball. Steffens and Hines out top. Plenty of time. Hines splits the double, missed the layup. Knocked it out of bounds. Evie Miller tried to save it, and they're going to get it back to Chicago. If Evie leaves that one go, I think Case gets it.
Yeah, we'll see here if we get a better angle at that.
No, actually Evie knocked it.
Yeah, it looked like
Hines
it came
hit
off that right hand of Miller that time.
Chiraklus back in the game. McKenna Gross back in the game for the Spartans. They'll join Miller and Vanderbeck and Abby Lawrence. We'll say an illegal screen. Screen set, a hard one by Katie Heller. It's Katie's first foul.
And for the Spartans, we mentioned their shooting earlier. 4 of 14 now. Just 29% from the field. Chicago not much better at 33%, and that's contributed to this low-scoring affair.
Abby Lawrence looking to create. Spin, shot, missed it right. Rebound. Here comes Poe with it. Marissa Poe, left wing. Good feed inside on the left block. Better defense by Kayla Chiraklus. Kayla forced Mallory Brodnick out of bounds.
And you can see Coach Reimer trying to point out the openings to her players from the sideline, and Chiraklus found exactly where she was pointing at. Great defense that time, forcing Brodnick to go past the line.
Mills. Now it's Gross. McKenna with a screen from Chiraklus. She'll shoot it from 16 feet and drop it. Nice patience by McKenna Gross. Really looked for her teammates to help her out, and it led to a good look and a basket. Gross has got 4.
And that's what they miss when players like Gross aren't in the lineup. Again, she came back Sunday, and now she looks more into her rhythm this weekend, able to create her own shots like that.
The left-hander to the line. Shot blocked by Miller. I think Evie got 2 of them on the same play. They credit Hines, though, for perseverance. Grace Hines with her first basket. This is Mills. Isabella in the lane. She traveled with the basketball. Lost the basketball, then traveled with it. Chicago's going to get it back. They've got their largest lead at 6 points at 16-10.
You can see the travel right there. And you go back to Evie Miller, the more and more you get blocked shots, especially in the paint like that, the less and less Chicago will want to drive in there. It's going to force them to take shots from outside, and that's not where they've liked to do it so far. Just 1 of 9 shooting the 3-ball, and 7 of 21 from the field.
Spartans defense this year, giving up 69 points per game in UAA play. Asking for a little more today. And Soust trying to work it inside. Chiraklus is going to get the reach around fall. Trying to play defense on Mallory Brodnick. There's Kayla, number 4. For Chiraklus, that's her first. foul. The 4 was in reference to her jersey number. Hines off a screen, Gross on her. On the baseline, it's Brodnick, and Mallory misses the shot. Here comes Gross.
You can see that time from Brodnick. A little bit of a wilder shot, and why is that? She was trying to stay away from Evie Miller, who was bearing down on her.
Chiraklus strong to the basket, off the glass from the right side. Kayla's got 4. Miller playing D, gets some help from Kayla. Good ball movement, look at that. Hines with it. Spin, shot off Gross, missed it short. Gets it back, shot blocked. Chiraklus trying to pull it in, and they'll say it was knocked out of bounds by Brodnick. I'd like to know how many block shots Miller has right now.
Yeah, I think we have 4 blocks given for Evie Miller already, so she's already on pace to break her record she set last week. And this is the type of lineup we saw as well last weekend with 2 bigs in there. We have Miller and Chiraklus right now, and it makes it so tough for opposing offenses to get inside and create shots. And right now, Chicago is having a tough time getting in where they want to.
McKenna Gross calls for Mills to come up. Chiraklus will get the basketball at the foul line. Fake left, dribble right, spin dribble off the glass, and it's good. Kayla Chiraklus makes it look easy. 5.5 left, opening half. It's a 2-point game. Chicago has led by as many as 6. Mills with the defense. Isabella with the steal. Vanderbeck with the basketball. Lob pass to Miller. Evie inside on the block, kicks it. McKenna Gross going to bring it back out. Plenty of time, 20 seconds on the shot clock. This is Chiraklus. Little fadeaway shot off the glass. Kayla trying to get her own rebound, and good hustle, but didn't quite get it. That's Sophia North with the basketball. North and Van Soest. This is Van Soest with a pass right. Heller to the basket. Got it over to Steffens, and Claire scores it. It's Claire Steffens, number 14. She's got 6 points.
And that's a really tough shot from Claire Steffens, and a nice finish with the foul. It looked like she got hit really hard right there.
Here we go, Claire.
It was Chiraklus who looked like she got the hand almost on her head. Not even sure how she could see the basket from there.
That's Chiraklus' second foul. She'll come out. Abby Lawrence is back in. Steffens in high school was an all-state special mention at Stevenson High School in Vernon Hills, Illinois, and makes that free throw. Completes the 3-point play. She's got 7 points. Leads back to 5 for Chicago. And they'll say that the Spartans traveled with the basketball.
Yeah, it looked like Abby Lawrence, right when she got that pass, kind of took like a little hop step right there. And not like a hop stop, I mean more just got her 2 feet up in the air. And that's going to be called for a travel for sure.
Spartans really spreading out that defense. That's Vanderbeck with the block, but picked up the foul. That is Lucy's first. This is Grace Hines back at the foul line. Hines 75% on the season. Grace, a biological sciences major at the University of Chicago. Makes one, misses one. Grace has got 3 points. There's a look at that maroon bench. Katie Heller comes out of the game. Checking in is, well, let's see, they got Brodnick in there as a big and Claire Steffens as a post player as well. Brodnick will anchor that defense. This is Lawrence right at it. Mills to Abby inside. Ball fake left, goes right off the glass, and it's good. Abby Lawrence with her second basket. She's got 4.
And that's an experienced play, a smart play by Lawrence. She drove with the ball, kicked it out, but continued to move around. Found herself outside on the wing. Nobody in the paint. She found her spot inside. That's a great play.
Good ball movement, beautiful movement, and it leads to an easy bucket by Mallory Brodnick.
And Brodnick using her size advantage, 6'2", able to get inside on the Spartans. Tough to block her shots.
Mills kicks it to Gross. McKenna will shoot it from 16 feet. I think that partially got blocked. Abby Lawrence tried to save it. Abby wasn't taking any chances. Hustled over, tried to save it. Chicago's going to get the basketball back. Checking out is Peyton Van Soest. Back in is Marissa Poe. Poe's in with 2 points. Van Soest will take a seat for Chicago with a point. And Hines will bring it up. McKenna Gross will wait for her at half court.
Spartans have struggled to score early and still no points from any of the bench players today. They're going to need them to get a little bit more active if they want to help out.
Top of the key, long three, and it's very good by Claire Steffens. Steffens, the 6'1" senior forward, shooting it from about 22 feet. It's a 9-point lead. Abby Lawrence with a look. It falls to the left. Marissa Poe going to bring it back out. Another long three. Hines with the rebound. Good active hands by Mills. Lawrence trying to control it. Abby on the floor, tying it up. Good hustle by Abby Lawrence. Isabel Mills with the reach in, almost steal, but Chicago's going to keep it with the possession era. Margaret Terry will check in for the Spartans. McKenna Gross will take a seat. Sorry, you mentioned it. Case Western Reserve looking for some offense right now.
Yeah, that's right. Right now, 0 for 3 from 3, just 8 of 22 from the field. And their leading scorer, Kayla Chiraklis, with just 6 points.
And Kayla scored most of those early. I think she might have gotten all 6 in the first quarter. This is Lawrence on the break. Abby laid it up, dropped it in. Abby Lawrence with a bucket that her teammates needed.
You can see the crowd start to get into it a little bit more. Some fans still filing in here, but finally some noise being made.
Mills with a steal on an errant pass. Down the floor, ball's tipped. Abby fights for it, controls it, lost it out of bounds, and it went off a Maroon.
And another thing that's helped the Maroons keep the Spartans off the board so far, 9 turnovers for Case Western Reserve, and that was nearly another one right there. They'll have to be a little bit more careful with the ball, try to get some more off-ball movement and some better passing.
This is Mills. Turn around, saw an open look, took it. Isabella with 4. Game's back to 5.
Right at the end of the half, this is when the Spartans need to continue to get points on the board. Get a stop right here and close this gap.
Marissa Poe off the glass. Poe's got 4. Margaret Terry dribbles to the baseline, comes back out. Margaret still with the dribble. Mills looking for a step back 3. That defense is tight by Chicago right now. Terry to the basket, shot was blocked. Wow, that was a vicious block by Sophia North.
Wow, what a block. North trying to do her best Evie Miller impression there. Tight man defense from Chicago, and they've stopped switching. And I think that's helped them.
North, long 3. Knocked it down. A sophomore from Taylor Alderdice High School in Pittsburgh. She's got 5.
You can see the energy from Sophia North. She's getting involved in the game. Block turns into a 3.
It's a 10-point lead. Spartans had cut it to 5. Maroons on a 5-0 run, and they've got the basketball.
See, if I'm Chicago here, I'm working the shot clock. You don't want to give the Spartans too much time when they get the ball back.
Shot clock's at 10, game clock's at 14. This is North. Ball stolen. Terry to Gill to Abby Lawrence. Abby got her shot blocked, but Marissa Poe is going to pick up a foul. So Abby's going to shoot 2 free throws.
And that's exactly why. You try to work the shot clock. You try to keep your play as slow as possible until the last second. Try to work the ball a little bit too quickly. Spartans are all over it. And now a chance for points for Abby Lawrence.
Abby on the season, 87% from the foul line.
Yeah, and if there's one player you don't want to foul, this is her.
Abby, all UAA, first team as a sophomore. She was her high school valedictorian. Leads the UAA in scoring this year with 21 points per game. And she's got 8 so far in this opening half. Poe with it, kicks it out. North with a long 3 at the buzzer. It will not go. And the Spartans escape to the halftime locker room, only down 8. Chicago gave them everything they wanted and more in that opening half. Matt Howardson is going to come down and join us. Matt's waiting for the stat sheet. He's going to get that from John Schwartz, the sports information director, and we're going to bring Matt down here and put him on Saar's headset to talk about that opening half. Matt Howardson, the assistant women's basketball coach here at Case Western Reserve, joining us at halftime. You just said round 2. It was a physical first half, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Both teams were physical, setting the tone. It's a defensive battle right now. We gave up 30, which we're satisfied with, but if we could get it going on the offensive end, it would be really nice.
That's the thing. Shooting percentage-wise, not anything you want to look at in that first half. Is it because of their defense, or you guys just aren't?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, they're a very good, aggressive defensive team. They do a really good job of guarding our sets right now. When we get to the basket, it seems like we're rushing a little bit, but we're getting good shots, but they're just not falling, and that's kind of basketball. So hopefully we get some confidence in the second half and make some shots.
Now, Coach Reimer told me you guys had a great week in practice.
Yep.
It really felt good coming into this basketball game tonight. So, a struggle in the first half isn't going to change anything like that. What do you need to do coming out in the second half, that third quarter, especially right out the rip?
Yeah, so I think we played the first quarter, the 5 minutes, that first 5. If we could keep that going consistently for the last, for the first 10 minutes or so, that first quarter, we should be all right. But it's got to be the energy. We got to set the tone from a defensive side. Hopefully our good defense leads to easy offense, and, we'll go from there. But I think it's going to be our energy needs to set the tone.
Matt Howardson, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Head back in the locker room. Matt and Coach Reimer will coach them up. They'll bring the Spartan women out for the second half, the third quarter, in about 13 minutes. We've got Jen Simonetti, and she's behind me. We're going to have her on in a second. We'll take a 60-second timeout, Mike, and we'll come back with the women's soccer coach here at Case Western Reserve right after this timeout.
Have you heard the news? The Intercontinental Cleveland has earned its 10th consecutive 4-Diamond Award from AAA in recognition of its high-quality accommodations and exceptional service standards. Planning an important event like a corporate meeting, annual conference, fundraising gala, holiday party, or highly personalized wedding? Choose excellence in the Intercontinental Cleveland. Our planning professionals will take time to consider every detail and lead you through an experience which is proudly world-class. Call us today at 216-707-4100 for more details or to request a tour of our spectacular accommodations.
Welcome back inside Horsburgh Gymnasium. We are at halftime of the women's game, and joining us now, the head women's soccer coach here at Case Western Reserve, Jen Simonetti. Jen, you got a smile on your face, even though I can't see the smile. You're smiling with your eyes, and it has to be because of the wonderful soccer season that your women just completed this fall.
That's definitely a big part of it. Good reasons to smile this year, for sure.
Yeah, tell me about it. Sweet 16. I know that you guys, you went all the way to the championship game a couple of years ago, but the program that you're building here, or that you're continuing to build, is just something to be reckoned with nationally, isn't it?
Yeah, it says about a lot about the players in our program and the fact that they've kind of bought into the culture that we're trying to create, and just the fact that we play as a team. We talk about the value that each individual player has and the role that they play, and they've really done a great job of coming together and making successful things happen on the field. We've been challenged. We obviously had our minor setbacks, but they just keep pushing, and they have a great mentality to keep competing.
Jen, I've got to congratulate you. You were named just this past week as the National Coach of the Year in Division III. That's a pretty neat accomplishment.
It's a huge honor. Definitely not something I ever imagined to be in the running for, so it was very shocking for it to come out and that to be, the award. But I'm very humbled, very honored by it. And again, it goes back to the players and the assistant coaches and the people in the program that just help us be successful on and off the field. It's all of us.
Can you tell me how you heard the news?
John Schwartz sent me a text message.
Yeah.
That's how I found out.
Where were you when you got the text message?
I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
I just read it, and this isn't real. You're joking. I literally said, you have to be messing with me. But it was real.
That's a huge thing. I mean,
It's
that's why
huge.
I've spent 3 questions now asking you about it, because it's never happened in the history of the Case Women's program. And
No.
it just doesn't happen on a regular basis.
It doesn't. And they even mentioned in the little paragraph, it rarely happens for a coach that hasn't been to the Final Four of the national championship game. So, again, it speaks a lot about the program and the players in the program.
Well,
It's a huge honor.
Let's talk about a couple of those, because you weren't the only one that got great news this week. Annika Washburn also got great news, and Greta, is it Lazara?
Yes.
Got great news. Why don't you tell me about Annika and Greta?
Yeah. Ani's just a leader on and off the field. She is a special player, and she makes a lot of things happen, but she'll be the first to admit that she does the same thing as everybody else does. She plays her role within our system, and it's very successful for her. She makes different stuff happen. But she's a phenomenal player and definitely awards that she deserves.
She was first-team All-American.
First-team All-American.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I said Annika because I'm a Star Wars fan,
It's
but it's
Annika.
Annika.
Yep.
Thank you for correcting me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Greta has a really unique 4-year career here where she only had about 7 games of experience coming into her senior season. And I told her in the summer, I said, hey, Greta, I'm going to play you as a center back this year. You're going to be really good there. Just be prepared for it. And she was phenomenal. She used all of her soccer tactics. She used her blue-collar, hardcore work ethic, and she was just super successful back there for us. She was very solid.
Now, your team had 13 shutouts this year, correct?
Yes.
And that's the most in the program history.
Yes.
And then Annika was the first player in program history to be named first-team All-American as well, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so, I mean, what are you going to do for an encore?
Well, we get Annika back, so hopefully that helps for her.
The pressure's on, right?
The pressure's on, but every single team is different. That's why they call themselves Team 37, right? Team 38's coming in next year. We have a breath of fresh air in terms of 12 new first-year players, 2 transfer students. It's a huge group of players coming in. Every team makes their own impact in some way, shape, or form. I believe we have the culture built now to be successful going forward, and we're bringing in the talent and the people that believe in what we're trying to build. So it's really just a matter of getting them to come together quickly in preseason.
So, Jen, if someone was watching your teams play over the stretch of, say, 3 or 4 games, they would come away with an idea on what style you like to play or what type of team you build. What would it be? If you had to describe what your team is, what would it be?
I think team is the word that I would use because everybody is so crucial to the movement on the field. We defend with 11, we attack with 11. There's a lot of interchanging of positions and roles, and it's really just playing your part in filling empty spaces. So we play as a team, and I think that's what makes us so successful. We had huge goals from players that you won't mention tonight, and they're a huge part of the reason that we're successful, right? Annika gets a lot of the awards because she's a phenomenal player and she deserves it, but there are so many people on our team that make amazing things happen, and that's why we're successful. We can rely on all 37 of us.
So I know it's tough to ask a coach to mention some of those players because you don't want to mention some and not mention others. But, I mean, if you had to mention a couple of unsung heroes, like in football, it's the offensive lineman that sets up the hole for the running back to score the touchdown and get all the great accolades, but nobody ever hears the name of that lineman. Are there some players that you just think have gone over and above being a great teammate?
One that always comes to mind is Kat Rebel. She's a 4-year center back starter for us. She played next to Greta, and she was just as much responsible for the shutouts and the success we had defensively as Greta. She is just a different type of player that doesn't stand out quite as much, but she's one of those unsung heroes, and a lot of times you'll find them in the back line. Abby Meneses, who's one of our first years this year, came in, worked her way into the starting lineup, and was a 90-minute role player as a holding midfielder that had a very important role that was vital to the success of our program, but you don't necessarily notice that because it's the nitty-gritty work. It's not the flashy work, I mean, there's a bunch of players that I could mention. There's just so much individual talent, but with their own niche on the game, so.
So we're in the end of January. You know, we just got a couple of days left. February's right around the corner. The cold winds and the snow remind us every day that it's winter. What are you doing right now, and the women of your soccer program? What do you do in the wintertime?
So we're trying to let the players have control of the program. So right now they're lifting 3 times a week with our strength and conditioning coaches. They play futsal once a week as a program, kind of like a captain's practice, but they're doing all sorts of stuff. You know, Sydney Schenk is on a ball every single day, doing individual technical work. They're in small groups going into the racquetball courts. Really right now it's just on them. We're going to start some leadership work as a program over Zoom over the next couple of weeks, do some volunteer work, work on a couple of different projects, and then we get back out here in March for 15 practices. That's really all we get on the field.
You talked about the culture a couple of minutes ago in one of your answers. You mentioned how you think you've, continued to build on that culture, I think is what you said. Mm-hmm. So when you come out next fall, the expectations are to continue the excellence, right? It's not just, hey, let's try to play well. It's like, let's win. Let's demand excellence, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think after 2019, having that whole year off was a little bit different in terms of following the success of 2019. But I think because we built so much on the culture last year that they were prepared for that this year. And now it's just an expectation. We want to be one of the best teams in the country year in and year out, and they do too.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to coach a program like that, isn't it?
It's so much fun.
Yeah. Every time I mention coaching, you get a smile on your face.
That's why I do it.
Why do you love it?
Oh, to impact people. I try to build relationships with my players, some more than others, which is in any program, but it's really about helping them become better human beings and growing into what their role in the real world is going to be. You can do so much of that through sport. And again, we go back to culture. It's because the type of person you have to be in a really good culture means that you're a teammate, and I think that's really important.
Yep. Jen Simonetti, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah. Good luck this winter as you prepare your team for next fall. And we look forward to great success again.
Thank you.
Good
go
to
Spartans.
See you.
Let's go women's
go
basketball.
Go Spartans, yeah. Women got a second half. They got some work to do, but I think they're ready for it.
I think they are too.
Have a great weekend.
You too.